Hello, this is Jack from tofluency.com, and welcome to this English lesson where you're going to listen to a conversation about
fall, or the season of autumn.
Well done. So yeah,
we had a practice run.
We did. So this is a conversation where you're going to just listen to natural English, so you can do this wherever you're from, and feel free to go to the description to look up some of the key phrases, or if you just want to listen along and get some exposure to English, that's great too. So yeah, we're going to discuss fall today. We've already talked about summer and winter in the past, and it's just about to go into fall here in the US. This is your favorite season.
It's one of my favorite seasons. I really like the transition from summer to fall.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my optimal season.
Right, so the transition, the change from summer to fall, and summer has been very hot this year, or at times it has, where it's been about 90 degrees, high humidity, which means it's difficult to go out and do stuff outside unless you're at a pool or in the shade or by a river.
That's right.
Yeah.
So those are the three things that we like to do: shady hikes, going to visit rivers and waterfalls, and a lot of time at the pool.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the pool this summer. And then fall or autumn is a lot easier, right? To be outside.
Yes.
Can you explain?
Yeah, I like many things about fall that are pretty typical for people to like. I like the transition to a cozier season. I like to pull out sweaters and long boots, and to think about, a few of the warmer beverages and soups and things that are more hearty and comforting.
Yeah. Start making chilies again, which we like to eat, don't we?
Yeah.
But when it's the summer, you don't want to have a hot stove cooking something like a soup or a chili, especially over a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely not. And I like that. I also like this right now because we still have fruit and vegetables and flowers and green leaves, but it's started to get a little bit cooler at night. You can tell that the seasons are about to change. And the equinox is coming up this month, which is the official start of fall.
What's the equinox?
It's the equinox is when you have equal hours of daylight and nighttime. And I think it's at the end of September.
Yeah, 22nd.
That sounds right.
Well, the fall starts on the 22nd.
Then that's the equinox.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's coming up pretty soon. Do you know where the word fall originates from?
Can I make a guess that's probably wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
Is it from the leaves falling?
Well, that's probably where it originated from. As in which country? Have a little think. There's no wrong answers.
Is it from the UK?
Well, yeah, this is the theory that I learned while I was doing a live lesson.
Okay.
Because there's still parts of the UK that call it fall. And there's a great article where it looks at word usage from the 1950s and now and how things have changed. For example, the TH sound is going away in London.
Yeah,
because
that's right.
Yeah, nothing instead of nothing.
Oh.
So that TH sound is going away, and you can see on a map where it originates from, the sound of the F, which is London, and how it's spreaded out to the rest of the country. But in the 50s, people were still saying fall in certain parts of the UK. And the theory is that they had both terms when the US was colonized, but autumn won in the UK and fall won in the US.
I wonder about that because I think that there are some phrases that are pretty common in the US that you don't use or that sound old-fashioned to you. And then there are some phrases, particularly in the north of England, like sometimes you still say thee and thou.
Mm-hmm.
For example, that to me...
Well, we don't use articles.
That's true, but just with the thee and the thou and similar words that to me sound like they belong in history, you know, in the time of Shakespeare. And it's funny to me to hear people use it in everyday expressions.
Yeah. Could you do an example of a northern expression?
No, I can't do an impression of you. You know it. I want to be able to do a good impression of you. And I think in general, I do decent impressions, but your accent is very hard for me.
Yeah, it is. So, fall. There's a massive crate. I think we've talked about this before.
Did you just say that in an American accent?
Fall.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't. I said fall.
Oh.
Or. Al.
We try to.
Yeah. So certain other things come out, don't they?
Yes.
There's certain holidays as well around fall, which you love.
I do.
Do you want to talk about those a little bit?
Yes. So there's the equinox, which we don't necessarily celebrate. Some traditions do. And then there's Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Love them all.
Yeah, and Thanksgiving is in fall, yeah.
Yes.
Because we learned, do you remember, when winter starts? In our winter video, everyone left a comment. Is it December?
Oh no.
Was it 15th or 21st?
I didn't read the comments.
We've forgotten again.
Yeah.
But yes, Thanksgiving is in fall as well. And that is probably the fall holiday in the sense of it comes from other traditions of feast, the fall harvest, and feasting when there's a good fall harvest, right? So you have enough food for the winter to survive, basically. And then you celebrate that fact. But Thanksgiving obviously has a different spin on it, which we won't go into because we made a video on Thanksgiving.
We did.
That was our first conversation.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. A long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a pilot episode that we did. So I'll leave a link to that one.
Okay.
But let's start with Halloween.
Yes.
Halloween is huge in the US. I'm always shocked every year just by how big it is and how early people have to get prepared for. And two things stand out for me.
Go ahead.
Firstly, when I suggested that we don't give out candy, but we give out something else because everyone gives out candy and the kids go crazy over it.
Yeah.
And what did you say? Do you remember?
No.
You said people will come back and egg your house if you don't leave candy for people.
That might have been me being a little dramatic.
Yeah. I thought so. But at the same time, kids would say, what is this? Why are you giving me a beef stick or some carrots or a pencil?
Yeah, we're not.
Or some little toys.
No. If you want to set up around the corner from our house, you can give away all of those things.
Because what it's like is...
You can be like the troll in the garden. Like, have some carrots.
Yeah. Hey, would you like some carrots instead of candy?
No.
Then we're known as the crazy British guy who gives out carrots. But that was before I really understood everything. Before we had children who could walk to houses and I really understood things.
Yeah.
But it's crazy here. I can't describe it. It's so different because it's just a mad rush. The children all have their little buckets and they go as quickly as possible to houses, get as much candy as possible. And it's just this mad rush for about an hour. And it's exhausting to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But there's also fun things as well for us. So there's a neighborhood that have parties, right?
I mean, trick-or-treating is fun.
Not for me, really. I like the pot. So there are...
Go hand out your carrots.
Well, there's a... what I mean by that is everyone dresses up, right? Mm-hmm. Parents, children.
Yes.
Most parents.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's hard to get an outfit in the week running up to Halloween because everything's sold out, which is why you often do it 6 weeks before.
I try to come up with the plan.
Yeah.
6 weeks before. But, I mean, I would love to take the time to make our costumes. Mm-hmm. And, you know, every year I just run out of time a little bit. But I think that you can get so creative and do something really special. But the other year I was a sea witch and our daughter was a mermaid, but I had a plan to make like these tentacles out of tights, and I had a whole design with like a headpiece and a cape and my tentacles. And in the end, all I ended up wearing were like some tights that I never had time to stuff. So they just kind of hung around me.
Kind of remember
and a wig.
I thought it looked okay.
It did. It looked okay, but my vision was like...
Which, I mean, it looked good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a mad rush,
That's though. British for amazing.
Well, good. Good. Mm-hmm. So it's just a mad rush, and then Halloween is... What I wanted to say, though, is they have, like, block parties with music and dancing and a really
Flash
good atmosphere.
Mobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part for me. Mm-hmm. Not, like, just taking a child to a house, to another house, to another house and saying, like, don't eat it all now. Just let's... And then they get home and they're tired. It's late. It's a school night a lot of times, too. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's been rainy and cold and they just want to eat the candy. Mm-hmm. And then they get the sugar rush. And then the next day at school, you know, as a former teacher, the day after Halloween was the worst day to teach.
Or the day of Halloween. It depends. Mm-hmm. And I think that I've changed my opinion on it now that I'm not actively teaching. Because when you're in the classroom, you're like, just contain the chaos. You know, the least fun that we can have is what we want. That's what we're going for. We're going for calm, collected. And now that I'm not, you know, actively teaching, I'm like, go crazy.
Well, good outside,
get sugar.
Right?
Huh?
You can also just think, like, they should just send the kids outside the day after Halloween. Mm-hmm. Just run it all off.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't like that part. I do not like that part of it.
The chaos?
No, the endless candy. All in the little plastic wrappers, all small and but fun holiday. All in all. Mm-hmm.
And kind of, you know, I think that what's fun about it too is that it's so kind of joyful and wild, but it's also like a little bit dark. A lot of people will decorate their houses with really, you know, scary things. Mm-hmm. Like gravestones and ghosts and witches and just the creepier the better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the person who used to live in the house that we live in now, it was known as the best house in the neighborhood because they had all these decorations, but they didn't leave them for us. No. A neighbor got them. So then they put up all these new decorations and we're getting there slowly.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten there. They did, so you can buy giant inflatable decorations for every season almost. And, you know, people will decorate for the winter holidays. They'll decorate for Halloween. And you can really decorate your house and yard throughout the year. But probably Halloween and the winter holidays are the biggest ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
But there was like a giant animatronic spider in our yard.
Sort of a top hat as well.
Yeah, maybe like a
giant thing.
A giant statue
Monster,
with a top hat.
I think.
Oh, yeah. See, we never got to see it, but everybody will come and knock on our door, which, you know, we have like one jack-o'-lantern. Mm-hmm. Like, where's the spider? We
had the cobwebs.
Oh, yeah, we had cobwebs.
Yeah.
Did we ever hang them?
I think so. They weren't very good though.
No,
They were small.
they weren't.
Fall.
Fall.
I'm going to do something now, right?
Oh no.
Where
Okay.
we're going to talk about clothing,
Okay.
but talk about the most important aspect of fall clothing, and we'll
Boots.
both say it. No,
Oh.
time out.
Okay.
We'll both say it on 3, and it's not boots. But just think about a concept with fall clothing, right? What's important?
I feel like this is a trap.
1, 2, 3. Layers.
Cozy.
Layers.
Cozy layers.
Cozy layers.
Everyone wins.
Which is I guess that's a collocation, right? 2 words that go together naturally.
Yeah.
Pack some cozy layers.
Cozy layers.
But yeah, you need layers, right? Especially here in the mountains.
Yes.
It could be 75 degrees during the day, and then as soon as the sun goes down, we've been out, haven't we? And it goes dark earlier. But I just remember some nights at Zillicoa, which is a brewery here, and we're out, and it's like, t-shirts on, and then within 10 minutes you need a jacket, don't you?
Yeah. And also, because we're in the mountains, there are different elevations. So we're near the Blue Ridge Parkway, which goes through these mountains. And you can drive up to the parkway and drive, 20 minutes, a half an hour. And you'll be at a different elevation, and you'll need some cozy layers.
Yeah. Well, it can be 20, 30 degrees difference,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really big difference.
And even so, a lot of people talk about fall color. And we do live in an area with a lot of trees that lose their leaves in the winter, deciduous trees. And before that, they turn really vibrant colors, oranges,
Best in the
and
world
reds.
here.
Yeah, so good.
People say it's New England. That's, what do they know up there?
I think that we get good fall color.
Yeah.
Similar to New
And
England.
we can experience it over 2 to 3 weeks
true.
because it starts early or mid-October, I think, right at the higher elevations.
I think it might actually be late September,
Or is it early October?
early October.
Yeah. It's not September. Just being silly. But no, there's actually a map that they'll say, all right, this year it's going to be early October at the higher elevations, and then at the lower elevations it will say late October when it's at the peak. What they called the people who come here?
Leaf peepers?
Is it really leaf peepers? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Like to peep?
Like to look.
Yeah, to like look.
Yeah, usually peeping is kind of a
creepy
word.
But yeah, people come to our area for the weekend, and the parkway's packed, isn't it? It's really busy. This famous road where you can see the colours, and you can see it for miles, and you have a different variety of colour. It's really nice.
And people go very slowly.
Yes, and all the overlooks, the park, and you can't park there.
Yeah.
But people come here. What are they called again? Fall peepers.
Leaf peepers.
Leaf peepers. Yeah. Are you a leaf peeper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Are you?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then, what happens when the leaves fall? We'll say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bag them up.
Oh.
Or put them in compost. Yeah. Well, you do, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Rake them
Rake,
first? Yeah. Bag them up. I wasn't going to get there.
Well, yeah. You need to think on your feet a little bit more. But yeah, so this is when you have to do a lot of, we call it gardening, but yard work here. So you rake up the leaves, make a pile, jump in it.
Yeah.
Dogs and children jump in the leaves. Then a lot of people put them in bags, and then the city will come and collect them in trucks, or you can use them as compost. Did we use it this year? Did you use any?
Nope.
We'll make sure we use it next year.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a little compost bin. And then it's another good time to mulch, to prune your trees and bushes, right?
Yep.
But I like doing it in fall because it's a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Summer yard work's brutal.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah. Bees. The sun.
The humidity.
Yeah.
So it's nice. The air right now, it's a little bit crisper. It's more crisp. And there's a little bit of a chill in the air at night.
Yeah, chill in the air. What do I say when I come outside and there's a chill in the air and it's not humid?
When did this become a quiz?
I say
Bag 'em up.
I say it's lovely. It's lovely outside.
It's lovely.
Yeah. So if it's lovely outside, it means it's a good temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good time to do that, to exercise. I love playing soccer in the fall. It's just the perfect time of year to do it. But the mornings can be very crisp, very cool. Sometimes you can get a little bit of frost in the fall, right?
Yep.
Because, for gardening, you need to know that as well when it might freeze. And then, any other things that you like about fall?
Well,
Pumpkin spice?
I know. I was going to say.
Sorry.
I have one pumpkin spice latte every fall. And
just one?
I know, just one.
You've already had one.
Exactly. I'm done.
Are you not going to have another?
I'm full on fall.
Why do you do that?
If I have another one, it'll be a bonus.
But why do you only have one?
I don't know.
Because it doesn't taste very good. But you just want to have that whole ride the bandwagon of pumpkin spice. Is that why?
It is a genuinely good flavor.
But why do you only have one?
I don't know, because I'm worried that it could become a habit.
Yeah, it could.
I could just become a complete monster.
Do you remember last year when you brought back so many pumpkin spiced items from Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
I'm
going to do that. Some of them were better than others. Some of them are better than others. But I do, in general, I like that blend of spices.
I think it's probably weighted to like 80% female, 20% male on who buys pumpkin spice lattes. Maybe higher.
Maybe pumpkin spice culture has become gendered, but I truly believe that the flavor profile, everyone can enjoy it. If you like a little cinnamon and nutmeg in your life, you can enjoy it. It's okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is there anything else in it?
Maybe like a pinch of cloves.
So yeah, these different
spices.
Herbs, spices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then our birthdays are in fall, which we like.
We do like that.
Yeah, I remember celebrating my birthday here, and it was really warm. And I said I've never had a warm, sunny day on my birthday in my life. But it can be hit and miss. It could be cold.
Yeah.
Near the end of October.
It can be. I think that there's still there are still leaves on the trees, which is so nice because when I was growing up, I grew up in a more northern state. And so by the time that my birthday arrived near the end of October, it was always gray.
Yeah. Oh.
Cold.
In the UK, October.
It's the rainy season, isn't it?
The leaves aren't very colourful.
Yeah.
They're just brown.
Yeah.
All brown.
Brown.
And then they fall and they get really wet straight away.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes the weather can ruin it, can't it?
Yeah. Yeah. If it's too, if it has to do with the like dry and wetness, I think it has to be
moist.
Somewhat.
Perfect.
Perfect. Because if it's too dry too early, all the leaves turn brown and fall off early.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't dry out, I don't know. Maybe.
What are those things? There has to be temperature, humidity. Because if it rained and was windy for a week, I imagine a lot of the leaves would just fall. So we're not going to turn colour this year.
We're out.
This is perfect for us to disintegrate and turn into rich soil.
Oh wow.
Or compost.
Compost.
Let's go in a bag.
True.
Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I think we
Yeah.
should end it there.
Okay.
Because we've done a Thanksgiving lesson.
Yes.
Yeah. And you should definitely go and watch the summer, Thanksgiving, and the winter conversations after this one. Yeah. And then be sure to go to the description to look at some of the key phrases from this lesson. What else should they do? Kate's question.
Oh, my question. What is your favorite fall ritual? So it could be a food or an item of clothing or something that you do outside, but to celebrate the changing seasons or holidays.
Do you have this season in terms of like the temperature? Yeah. Kate's mind is blown. I'm just thinking of Costa Rica, like what, you know, doesn't really change that much, I guess, except for rainy season. But yeah, in the southern hemisphere,
they're going into their spring.
Yeah, it's about to be spring. Okay, so yeah, just like if you have fall or whatever, what other seasons do you celebrate the most there? And yeah, click the like button, subscribe if you are new, and as always, check out the other lessons. One more thing. We actually chose this topic based on somebody recommending that we talk about seasons. And so if there are other topics that you're interested in us talking about, we'd love to know. Yeah, and expand on it too. Yeah. So say, we'd love to know about, someone said hospitals, right? Okay. So it's like, talk about a typical hospital experience for, you know, a surgery or something like that. Okay. Yeah. The more specific, the better. Yeah, it just helps us think about it a bit more, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Thanks again. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.